turning of a dry and a barren land for centuries into a green meadow. It's not that normal. It's strange, isn't it? Some may call it a big climatic change. Some may refer to it as a positive sign for the land. People are enjoying it. But there's another side of the picture too. Welcome to another amazing episode of Signs of Judgment Day series, and this episode will leave you in amazement when you will know about a prophecy that's just come true this year. We're talking about turning of Mountains of Mecca green after heavy rainfall, a prophecy that has appeared this year. We've been providing you authentic information about Islamic warnings and maintaining this tradition alive. Here's another episode. So watch until the end and don't forget to subscribe. The Mountains of Mecca have been a subject of great significance in Islam. They are the sites of the holiest city in Islam and are revered by Muslims all around the world. In recent years, there have been reports that the Mountains of Mecca have turned green, which some Muslims believe is a fulfillment of a prophecy in Islam. In this video, we'll explore the significance of the Mountains of Mecca in Islam, the prophecy that they may have fulfilled, and what this means for the Islamic faith. The Mountains of Mecca are located in the Hijaz region of Saudi Arabia. They are a range of granite hills that surround the city of Mecca, which is the holiest city in Islam. According to Islamic tradition, the Mountains of Mecca have a great deal of significance in the faith. One of the most significant aspects of the Mountains of Mecca is that they are the site of the Kaaba, which is the most sacred site in Islam. Muslims around the world face towards the Kaaba during their daily prayers, and it's a focal point for the Islamic faith. The Mountains of Mecca are also significant because they are believed to be the site of several miracles in Islamic tradition. For example, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the first revelations of the Quran while he was in a cave in the Mountains of Mecca. Additionally, it is said that the mountains protected the city of Mecca from the army of Abraha, which attempted to invade the city in the 6th century. In recent years, there have been reports that the Mountains of Mecca have turned green. And this is a fulfillment of a prophecy in Islam that states that the Mountains of Mecca will turn green before the end of the world. The prophecy of the greening of the Mountains of Mecca is based on a hadith, which is a saying of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. According to the hadith, the Prophet said, "The last hour will not come before the wealth becomes abundant and overflowing, so much so that a man takes zakat out of his property and cannot find anyone to accept it from him, till the land of Arab turns into meadows and rivers." So, dear friends, did you see how the prophecy made centuries ago finally came true this year? A lot of reporters from different media channels arrived on the mountains to report the amazing sight of greenery. They talked to many citizens there. Everyone was agreed that during their whole life, they've never seen such green mountains in Mecca. The Saudi press agency shared a video clip on Twitter showing the effects of the excessive rainfall. The rare sight of Saudi Arabia's arid Mecca mountains covered in greenery went viral on social media. A video shot by Saudi weather enthusiast Abdullah Al-Salami, which also went viral, showed the mountains covered in green and grass growing in vast spaces around them. Now, here, it's important to take a brief look at all the aspects of this prophecy. There are several different interpretations of the prophecy of the greening of the mountains in Mecca. One interpretation is that the mountains will turn green as a sign of the end of the world. According to this interpretation, the greening of the mountains is a sign that the day of judgment is approaching and that Muslims should prepare themselves for the afterlife. Another interpretation is that the greening of the mountains is a sign of the coming of Imam Mahdi, who is a figure in Islamic eschatology. According to this interpretation, the greening of the mountains is a sign that Imam Mahdi will soon appear and bring justice to the world. A third interpretation is that the greening of the mountains is a sign of the importance of environmental conservation in Islam. According to this interpretation, the greening of the mountains is a sign that Muslims should take care of the natural world and preserve it for future generations. Now let's talk about how a dry land turns green. What is the phenomenon between this change? Turning of Mountains of Mecca green has been attributed to a phenomenon known as the greening of a desert. The greening of the desert is a process of transforming arid and semi-arid regions into fertile areas through the use of irrigation and other techniques. It has been said that in the case of Mecca, the greening has been achieved through a massive reforestation program. Let's take a brief look at this program. This program was launched by the Saudi government in the 1980s in an effort to combat desertification and improve the environment around the holy city. The reforestation program has been a huge success. Today, there are over 5 million trees in the Mecca region, and the mountains that surrounded the city are covered in lush greenery. This has transformed the landscape of Mecca and made it a much more hospitable place for both visitors and residents. As time goes on, the signs of the Judgment Day are also appearing. Just like our Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said that the signs of the Day of Judgment will appear one after the other, like the seeds of tasbih. Just like the mountains turned green, although it was a minor sign of Judgment Day, but some bigger signs are yet to appear, for which we should be ready and maintain our faith to be more and more stronger. We will keep you informed of all the signs that have appeared and those that are yet to come. So that's it. Stay with us to get correct and complete information.